I thought I would do something just a little bit different. I'm going to do a bit of a book review. These are the 10 recommended sales books. These are books that I've read this year in 2021. My recommended reads for 2022. So let's get started. First book, Seth Godin's All Marketers Are Liars, are friggin' liars. All marketers tell stories. He struggled with this one. This is actually what he wanted to call the book, but his agent said, you can't do that. You can't say that all marketers are liars. So he changed it to Tell Stories. Great book. Probably knocked that one off in an evening. This one here by Joe Girard, How to Sell Anything to Anyone. This is a fantastic book. It's a great read as well. You can knock this sucker off in an evening. I loved it. One of my favorite parts in this book is when Joe Girard is at a football game. And if you read this book, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, he'd bring a stack of business cards, and whenever the team would score a touchdown, he would throw all his business cards up in the air, and then in hopes that they would pick up a business card and buy a car from him. So it's great. I think he probably invented the puppy dog close, where he would let people take his car off the lot, keep it overnight, take the car to the neighborhood, park the car, and then when the neighbors would say, hey, is that your new car? They'd say, yeah, I'm thinking about buying it. And then turns out they would end up buying it, because how do you tell your neighbors you're not buying the car? So this guy was a genius, actually holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the most cars sold in a year in the United States of America. Fantastic. I might even read this one next year. Again. All right. Deliver the Unexpected by, what's his name? Richard Robbins. No relation, getting a little bit of a cramp here, no relation to Tony Robbins. But Deliver the Unexpected and 6 Other New Truths for Business Success. This is more of a story form kind of a book, similar to Gung Ho, if you're familiar with that book by Ken Blanchard. It's great. It's just like watching a movie, basically. So it's a good little book. Fun. This one here, The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. Fantastic book. I might even read this one again next year. I also have the audiobook as well. Basically, this guy used to be a limousine driver and decided to, he wanted to have people rent his limousine. The only way that he could do it is if he built himself a website and started renting out his limousine services locally. I think he's out of New York. And then began marketing his business as more of a luxury limousine company, and then people would reach out to him from all over the place. So it's actually fantastic. This is basically a blueprint on how to become a millionaire. So it's pretty fantastic. This one here, Trump, The Art of the Deal. Love him or hate him, this is a fantastic book. This is a collector's edition. He basically talks about how he purchased hotels in New York, built hotels, built skating rinks in New York City faster than the city could, all this kind of stuff. And he also has a diary in here, which is great. So you can actually flip to the back where he basically gives a day-by-day diary. You know, at 7 o'clock, he comes downstairs, has a meal, goes to the office at 8 o'clock, takes a phone call, has a meeting, has the mayor come in, whatever, all this kind of stuff. And it's pretty good. I like it. It gives you kind of a map of what he was like, what he thought about, all this kind of stuff. It's actually pretty good. Sell or Be Sold. Who doesn't have any Grant Cardone books in their collection? This is a fantastic read as well. You could probably knock this one off in an evening. How to Get Your Way in Business and in Life. Fantastic book. Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. This is one of my favorite books. I say one because I'll be telling you about another book that is my favorite. But this is just awesome. I can't tell you how many times I read it this year. maybe I will, 2 or 3 times, and then I listened to it several times as well in the audiobook format. Love it. Fantastic book, man. If you want to know how to negotiate better deals and all this stuff, check this book out. I also purchased his masterclass. Yeah, it's a great book, great book. This one here, The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley. Basically, this guy does a survey of all the millionaires that he could get a hold of in the United States, right? The ones that would agree to be interviewed by him. The condition was they couldn't just be a millionaire, like someone that made $900,000 or $1 million. They had to be like a decamillionaire, people that have made millions of dollars, men, women, families, that kind of thing. And they had to be first generation millionaires, meaning they couldn't inherit their wealth from someone else. So basically he interviews them, asks them all the same questions. You know, what kind of a car do you drive? What kind of a neighborhood do you live in? What kind of education do you have? All this kind of stuff. It's an exhaustive study on the millionaire mind. So if you like that kind of thing, I do have a theme. I have a ton of books on millionaires. What else can I say? It's a fantastic book. I'm telling you, it's great. There's another one by him. I forget what it's called, but anyways, great one. It's more of a research project. It's a heavy read. Took me about a month to polish through that sucker. Very, very heavy. All right, here's another book that I said I was going to share with you. This is my favorite all-time book right here. The Irresistible Offer by Mark Joyner. How to sell your product in 3 seconds or less. Is that not catchy? It's fantastic. When you pick up this book and read it, I don't think you can buy it on the bookshelf anymore. I bought it in chapters a long time ago. Very hard to find. You can get it on Amazon. There's also another book. What's it called? The Irresistible Formula, I believe. Can't remember the title, but I lent it to a friend. He never gave it back. So Renee, give me my book back. He's got so many of my books. Anyways, great book, easy read. You can't help but finish the book in one sitting. The way it's laid out, once you read a chapter, you can't stop reading it. This book here, Persuasion. I just picked this up today at Chapters by Robert Cialdini. I believe I have his other book called Influence, I believe it's called. Came out in 1984. I just can't find it. Renee, if you have that book, give it back. Don't know where it is. Anyways, I might have left it maybe on a plane or a golf cart or who knows where, hotel room, who knows. But I haven't read this book yet, so I'll let you know what my thoughts are. If you ever watch any YouTube influencer, for example, Jeremy Minor, I don't know, Grant Cardone, I don't think he reads very many books, but who else has a bookshelf? There's other guys, I'm sure. There's other guys. But Jeremy Minor comes to mind because whenever he does his videos, I always try and look and see what books he has, and this is one of them. So check out The Spine. So I'm like, oh, I got to get that book. And there's a couple of other books that I want to get. One is, I believe it's the Challenger Sale, and then also Spin Selling. So I almost bought those 2 books. I'll probably buy them next week after we get back from Mexico. But this is a book I wanted to read while I'm on the plane. Honorable mention goes to George S. Clausen's The Richest Man in Babylon. I read this book every year. And in fact, this book should take you about 3 hours and 50 minutes to read. It's a quick read. It's awesome. It's just a fun book. And yeah, there you go. There's my review of my 10 picks, 10 books of 2021. I hope you consider reading these books. They are game changers. I love them. If there's a book that you think that I should review or that I should read, let me know that in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next year. Bye for now.